Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready.
Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Revival. Hope everybody is doing wonderful on this great Thursday night. I am John Wanglin, and joining me as always on this wonderful edition of the Retro Wrestling Revival, my partner, Mr. Brother Martin, Chris Martin. What is going on, my dude?
I'm doing well, my brother. Remember, now we are contenders. We are here to have some fun. We are here to celebrate our passion for professional wrestling. We are for fans, by fans. Man, we're here to get wild on the road, baby. Part two. Road wild, baby. Did you bring your chaps tonight, John?
I'm out in Sturgis, man. I'm ready to. I'm hopping on my Harley. I got Miss NWO with me. I got everybody, man. I'm ready.
Which I got Miss Dolly Parton with me, actually. You see the T-shirt? Was celebrating the Queen of Country, Miss Dolly. So I love it.
Miss Dolly. Well, we're gonna have a fun time.
Miss Dolly.
Got it, Miss Dolly. We're gonna have a good time tonight. What's going on, Jason Krantz, the Nitro Girls? Great to see you out again tonight. I wish we had some Nitro Girls in Sturgis at Road Wild, but I don't think it would have been a safe environment for them in Sturgis. Do you?
No, not really. I think you would have some extremely ignorant people making some very poor decisions that might have led to potential lawsuits. So,
just a few at least. Just a few. What's going on, Daniel? Great to see you. Miss Dolly has nothing on Miss NWO. Jeremy asked you a question. Did you get your Nia Jax picture?
No. Am I supposed to receive one?
Oh, Jason says, "Is this Bray Wyatt's long lost love child here?" Look at you. See, you got the Bray look to you with the beard. You got the hair. We need to give you some dreads, Chris.
Honestly, when it comes to Halloween this year coming up, when I take my daughter trick-or-treating, which I'm dressing up, will be in the Fiend. So I'm gonna buy the mask, everything.
See?
So
Jason's giving you a good one here for a good thing. That's a good Halloween costume for you. I could see that right here. Yes. Daniel says Chris has a picture of Nia Jax framed above his bed. We know it.
Actually, which it's a poster right on my ceiling, right as I'm making love to my wife. I have that Nia picture right there.
Jeremy said he sent you a picture via text.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me see.
For those who don't know, Chris has a love for the vivacious and sexy Nia Jax. That's his main squeeze of all time. That's his wrestling crush.
Ooh, how you doing?
He loves him some Nia Jax. So
I do. How you doing?
chef's
All
kiss
right.
Nia.
Yeah, chef's kiss to Nia, baby. I ain't denying it that I love Nia. Okay.
Well, we got a good show planned tonight. Me and Chris are going to be watching Road Wild 97. We're going to be doing part 2 of it because we did part 1 just a few weeks ago. Part 1 was actually really good. I was really, really surprised. Jason's a Dewdrop fan. Dewdrop's got a good look. She's a pretty woman too, Jason.
She is, exactly.
Daniel says Nia replaced Bertha Faye for you.
She did, and Bertha, I mean, me and her, we've had like a long history together, and it's just as soon as she left me for Hillbilly Jim, that's whenever I had to.
I'm more of a Judy Bagwell type of guy.
Dude,
you know my relationship with Judy Bagwell.
Big booty Judy, man. I hope she's doing all right.
Well, she's in heaven right now, Chris, so she's definitely doing okay in heaven, I'm sure. But big booty Judy,
oh
she was
shit, I forgot. Yeah.
Did you see the video Mark put up about her on his Facebook this week for Mother's Day? It was so funny. It was when Rick Steiner and Judy Bagwell were a tag team, and they were
tag team champions.
Yeah, and Judy slaps Mark, and it was hilarious. Mama Benjamin beats them all. Yeah, Shelton Benjamin's mama. She was a scary lady. She was beautiful.
Somebody call her mama, okay?
Somebody call our mama. Well, we're gonna have a great time tonight finishing up Road Wild 1997. It's gonna be a few matches we got on this card. It's the bulk of it of this. Part 1 was great. We had a great time watching it. Actually, it was really good. So part 2, I think, is going to be just as good. So here's the rundown tonight for part 2 of it. We're going to check out Curt Hennig versus DDP. That should be a good match.
Oh god, yeah, that's going to be good.
Curt versus DDP. This should be a short one, but anytime we get the Macho Man, I'm happy. We got the Giant taking on Randy Savage.
Oh yeah, Macho
Man. Cream rises to the top, Giant. Have a smoke with the folks in Sturgis. Yeah.
Straight up, I don't think the Big Show is going to have a problem finding Siggy's.
He's definitely not going to have a problem out there finding it, amongst other things that he's probably finding in the Sturgis crowd. So definitely going to be a good time for him.
He's finding the clap as well.
Yeah, definitely might be finding the clap. Miss NWO had that for sure. So then we got the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, taking with Ted DiBiase taking on the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. This is for the WCW Tag Team Championships. And then finally in the main event, it's going to be Hulk Hogan versus Lex Luger. Lex just won it on Monday, and they are taking each other on again. What do you think of this card right here? You think it's going to be a good one?
I think the card's going to be, I would say, better than average. I would right now so far, like with the way that you're reading off on like a scale like of 1 to 10, I would give it a 6 or a 7. So like I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll exceed our expectations.
All right, hopefully it will. That nicotine patch is going to have no effect tonight in Sturgis, as The Rock calls him, the Big Slow. Yes, John, I think I should ask Chris the question I asked Tuesday night. Yes, well, you got to hit it during the stream, Jeremy. Hit him with the stream randomly. You got to knock his socks off like you did me and Richie the other night. So
okay.
It's a very difficult question. So hit him on the stream with that, Jeremy, for sure. I want to get his opinion on it. So it's a good question. It's a really good question, actually. A lot of thought-provoking answers we got on the stream on Tuesday for that. So. All right, everybody, we're going to get going on Road Wild 97 Part 2. Chris, do you have Peacock loaded up? Are you ready to go?
I got the cock loaded, brother.
All right, Peacock is locked, loaded. If you guys want to watch along with us, check out Road Wild wherever you watch on. We watch it on Peacock. You can check it out on Peacock with us if you want. And the timestamp we're going to start is 124:42. 124:42, Chris.
All right, let me go to 124:42.
All right, 124:42. Daniel says, I put so much thought into answers it hurt my brain.
Wait, hold on. Who's got? Oh, Daniel, man, you need to protect that brain of yours. It is precious. So don't.
Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
It is. All right, so I'm at 124:45.
All right. You guys want to watch along with us? We're going to go in 3, 2, and 1.
All right.
Curt's music was so awful.
It was. You talk about Mr. Curt Hennig, and Curt Hennig is a big reason why we have a reel featuring Curt Hennig that has over 368,000 views.
That's
Our
Texas
most
Rednecks, the greatest country song of all time for WCW.
Rap is crap, and which is the most viewed reel we've ever produced. So flat out, thank you guys, and thank you, Curt Hennig.
Daniel says, who looked more like an egotistical guy than Curt? He oozed it. Absolutely, 110%.
Dude,
all right,
his
Chris,
look is outstanding.
So here's the question Jeremy posed us the other night. You can only keep one: the birth of the NWO or Austin 316. What do you keep?
Shit.
It's a tough one, right?
Okay. Damn.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I would have to say the NWO because I feel like you would still have WCW around.
So you'd keep the birth of the
NWO.
You'd keep the birth of the NWO overall.
Simply for competition's sake, because I think the WWE they would have survived even without Austin 316.
So this is where I posed it the other night. This is the things that I posed. I picked Austin 316 for this reason right here. And you know what a Hollywood Hogan and Hulk Hogan mark I am. Reason being is, think about the things we would have missed out on if we didn't have Austin 316. Think you wouldn't have evil Vince McMahon. I mean, this is a hard question. You were the first one to say NWO.
Really?
Yeah, I think we had about 10 or so people that night that all said Austin 316.
Which I have the perspective that the World Championship Wrestling, they would have had a better chance of surviving because of the popularity, and it would have given more men and women jobs by it surviving. So that's why I'd pick NWO.
Daniel poses a good point right here. Is the WWF still around without Austin? I'm not sure.
I think they would, just barely. Heck, I think if we didn't have Austin 316, the ECW, they could have potentially survived. I'm just saying, because think about it. Once the Attitude Era hit, you had a bunch of the ECW stars leave for the WWE. So, because of the popularity of the Attitude Era. So, what if those ECW stars would have stayed? Would ECW still be here today? I'm just saying, guys. It's a
hard question.
It is a loaded question. It
really is. There's so many different things that you can look at from it and kind of dissect to all the what ifs. What if we didn't have the NWO? What if we didn't have Austin 316? And there's so many things that might never have happened. It was probably the best question I think that's ever been asked in the history of the show from one of our great followers.
Dare I say it, John? If Austin 316 and the NWO would have never occurred, this podcast wouldn't exist.
Might not. Might have killed art.
Who
knows? I wouldn't have been watching WWF at the time if it wasn't for Austin.
Oh,
that shit was dreadful until Austin 316 came out at points. Daniel says Austin was the main driving point behind 97, as we have seen. Imagine the product without Austin 316. Yeah.
Okay. Austin 316, Bret Hart, and DX. Those were the main things within 97. Those were the linchpins for the company at the time.
Yeah.
And we got, speaking of linchpins, we got somebody that is now, if you were to say that Sting, he's the franchise World Championship Wrestling, a close number 2 would be Diamond Dallas Page.
We're gonna do in the coming months a WCW Hall of Fame episode. The most key players of WCW. We got to cover this one day soon.
Okay.
So, hey, what's going on, Derek? Nice to see you out again. You can also say WCW does WCW blow up without the NWO? Pre-NWO, WCW could have died out sooner. See, that's a great point that we talked about, I think, a little the other night too. Daniel says you don't get Bret Hart without Austin, or heel Bret Hart without Austin becoming the bigger star either. It really is a good one. I think in the future, this is one we got to dissect way further because there's so many different things that we could cover. So, DDP though, let's get back to Road Wild here for a second. DDP, man, this guy was Mr. WCW too.
He was. You talk about somebody that rose like a phoenix from the ashes. Okay. Don't get me wrong, you cannot deny DDP's work ethic, because this is the thing. For like the fans out there that don't know the history of DDP, he started out wrestling at age 35. Okay, back in the day, that was pretty much like a death sentence for most wrestlers, because most wrestlers would be going downhill at 35 with their careers. DDP was just getting started. And you talk about the drive, the work ethic, the determination this man had, and he became one of like the biggest stars in the world. And DDP, like I said, you have the franchise being Sting, and number 2 for me is DDP. He is truly the people's champion of World Championship Wrestling.
All right, I got a question from Jason here. Jason says, non-wrestling question for you, John. What's your full-time gig besides this? I'm a radio DJ in Stillwater, Oklahoma. I program 4 radio stations. Awesome. I lived in Oklahoma for 7 years, Jason, actually. I live in New York now, but I lived in Oklahoma for 7 years. I was in Altus. I was stationed down there in the military. So what's my full-time gig? I have a few careers, actually. So we do the show here. And
how do you sleep, John? Really quick.
I don't know. I don't sleep much. So we do the shows here. We broadcast across, what is it, about 4 or 5 different stations across the United States now, Chris?
Yeah.
So, but my full-time job by day is I was in the military for 12 years. So I run a nonprofit organization that helps out veterans and their family members. And I also own my own counseling business. So I do counseling on the side too. And I also consult for businesses on their mental health programs, Jason. And I work with them to help them establish good programs for mental health. So that's my full-time gigs outside of the fun that we get to have here on the show with everything. So,
oh yeah, I got it out.
DDP tried undressing Hennig. You got Kimberly. Leave Curt alone. Seriously, man. With Kimberly, woo, she was a smoking babe.
There you go. I agree 1,000% with that one, my friend. What you call it? I mean, which, like, with what you do, John, I mean, like, you help out so many people, and it's just a beautiful thing because you have that servant's heart. And I've talked to countless people that you've helped out, and they said, like, flat out that you're a big reason why they are able to lift themselves up in many forms and manners, because this is the thing, guys. Like, a lot of people don't realize this, but John used to struggle like with certain bad habits, and
Absolutely.
through your experience, you help uplift others, and you give them hope, saying, "Hey, that if I can get through this, you can get through this." And that's what I love about you, brother, because
I appreciate that.
Because you've taken your bad experiences and instead of just shutting the door on it, you've chosen to lift others up through your struggles. And man, I have nothing but the utmost love and respect for you.
I feel the same for you, my friend. I'm lucky I get to do what I get to do in this world. I'm lucky I get to have great friends like all you guys and everybody that comes out here, and I'm blessed and honored in life. It's not me that does it. It's other people. It's just, I get to be a part of their life in a little way. And I love that. And hopefully for many more years to come. So,
oh yeah,
100%. Let me get back to a couple of comments here. We were so close to not seeing Austin 316 had the curtain call not happen. Then Triple H would have had the moment. And dare I say, Triple H probably wouldn't have gotten over like he did either, because that Hunter Hearst Helmsley gimmick was dreadful. You know,
it was the shits.
DDP was the only major WCW star at the start of the NWO who never joined either. DDP is the greatest miss, I think, from the invasion angle of what they did.
I agree 1,000%.
They should have had him versus The Rock. One of the greatest misses ever. Ahmed sleeps enough for everybody. That he does. I don't count Horseman in the WCW star thing because none besides Flair felt like a star.
What? Hold on. A quick secondary miss. Sting. Just
very
imagine.
True. Yeah.
Just the invasion angle. Just imagine if they would have brought in Sting.
I completely left that part out too. Yeah. DDP, Sting, 2 biggest misses. 100%.
There you go.
John's a good brother. He believes in positivity. It's gotten him far. You know, I love the Mean Street Posse. I defended them the other night when people were dogging on them. So we love the Posse.
Oh, yeah. We
Hunter
do.
theme song was amazing. Not the garbage they tried in '97. Yes.
a lot.
Curt was in an interesting spot here at this point, and I say that not to be cliche with the my spot, your spot, the spot thing that's going to come up.
Your
here
dog
soon.
spot?
Your dog spot, his average carpentry skills. He came in, and I feel like the way they started him off in WCW was really bad.
Yes.
I don't really think that this was a good idea to put him in this feud with DDP right away. Nobody really cared about him when he first came in a little bit. They tried to make it look like a big signing, but they did a really shit job at it, in my opinion. What do you think?
I agree 1,000%. And the thing is that, which I love Curt Hennig, and so do you. Curt is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. But the thing is that Curt wasn't 100% at this time, which, as you guys know, Curt had a really bad history of back injuries whenever he left the WWE. And the thing is that Vince McMahon wanted him to essentially be a manager or a ringside announcer because of his medical issues. So like he left, and the WCW, they unfortunately didn't get the Curt Hennig of the WWE days.
Yeah, Derek mentions a good point here. The only ones to become stars after the invasion was RVD and Booker T. I agree. I can't think of any other big ones. And Derek's got a great wrestling group, too. I want to throw it out there. We just joined it. It's called the Pro Wrestling Takeover. I think I got that 100% right, Derek, right? Pro Wrestling Takeover. Derek, pop your link out, just drop it in the comments so that way people can click on your link. He's got a great wrestling group we just joined up on the other day, and go check out his wrestling group as well. So please feel free to pop that link up right in the comments. Drop it whenever you'd like to, Derek.
And which the same goes for all of the wrestling fans out there. If you guys have something that you want to
promote it,
you got a link you want to share with a group, you're more than welcome. You could share it here. Because honestly, like I said, guys, this community is for fans, by fans, and we wouldn't be here without you. And by the way, guys, me and John and Richie want to say thank you so much. We have 21,000 followers now here on Facebook.
Sir. Oh, Diamond Cutter on Flair.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Flair.
He looks like he's dead there. Now Kurt's going to hit the finisher right here. I love this move. I'll get to the comments here in a second. Perfect flex.
That's such a beautiful perfect flex.
But the referee is down right now. 1, 2.
Wow.
How did he hold him in it that long?
I don't know. But this was a rare loss for DDP at this time.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't really think that this was a good idea. To put these two in a feud right now. I know where they're going, of course, but I still don't think it was a good idea. Daniel says how WWF would try to make us believe DDP would stalk Sarah. I know, especially when he had Kimberly at the time.
No kidding.
Nothing against Sarah, but woo,
I agree.
Kimberly's she's a fucking fox, man. I don't think he was worried about Sarah. That was a stupid gimmick.
She was the Nitro girl.
When Sting joined the NWO, that was awful, especially after the Hogan feud for a good 2 years. Awful decision by Bischoff. Very much agree, Jason. 110%. I only think of Curt and WCW with Ruder as a West Texas redneck. That's kind of where I'm at, too. The Horseman stuff, NWO was kind of terrible.
Yes.
Sadly, Curt really wasn't the same after Rick Rude died. Yeah, that was his best buddy. They were like best friends in real life, and terrible thing. Our pleasure, Derek, 100%. There's the link for everybody as well. It's right in the comments. Please click on his group and give them, make sure you join up with them.
Like, share, subscribe.
100%. The referee being knocked out, he might as well have been Earl Hebner. Absolutely. Fuck Earl Hebner. We're Nick Patrick guys here.
Yes. Yeah.
Chris, you still doing the show after SmackDown on Fridays?
Yes, I am. And just to let you guys know, the past couple of weeks, which a couple weeks ago, me and my wife, we decided to go on a little mini vacation. We went to Florence, South Carolina for a concert, and we got a jacuzzi suite, which was nice.
Very nice.
And this past weekend, of course, it was Mother's Day, so spending time with family. But at 10 p.m. post SmackDown, yes, I will be here for the Passion for Pro Wrestling podcast.
All right. Look at this NWO gimmick of them, this NWO vignette of them riding on the bikes down to Sturgis.
They get the Voodoo Child song playing. I'm shocked the network is allowing this.
They probably bought rights. Well, it's only about 5 or 10 seconds of it playing, so they can get away with it. As long as it's under 30 seconds, they can get away with it. Bischoff just loved this motorcycle lifestyle, and this was all his creation. You know that with Road Wild. He loved it.
Oh yeah, like without a doubt. And
they used to do the road trips, you know. Charles is a great referee, Jason. Charles Robinson is an amazing referee for sure. So
I love Charles Robinson, which I agree.
He's still going to this day. He's awesome. I'm a little partial to Nick Patrick just because he's a wonderful guy. I love his WCW stuff. I know he's not doing refereeing anymore. We had him on the show a few months back, and you know, awesome dude, man. Charles Robinson, Earl Hebner, you know, Nick Patrick, amongst many, Mickey J, just tremendous referees. All jokes aside about Earl Hebner.
Cohn is actually pretty good too.
Who's that?
John Cohn.
John Cohn. I don't remember him. Tim White. I mean, how? Oh yeah, I remember John Cohn. The name now. I don't remember what he looks like right off him, but I remember the name. Tim White was great. Mike Chioda. How could you forget Mike Chioda?
Oh, Mike Chioda was outstanding.
A small snippet of Voodoo Child reminds me of how much I hate the networks. Yes.
Yes, I agree 1,000%.
And the thing is, Macho Man is out right now with Miss Elizabeth.
Will the madness run wild tonight? I'm just saying.
See, these bikers probably didn't know 90% of the wrestlers on this card, but I guarantee you they knew who the Macho Man Randy Savage was.
I agree. This is the thing: is Macho
guaranteed that no matter if you're a wrestling fan or not, people know the Macho Man.
Macho's on the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, so flat out, yes. He's like the one. He's like the 2A, okay? You got the 1A Hulk Hogan, and like the 2A is Macho Man.
What's everybody's opinion of the Macho Man in the viewers right now? Let us know your opinion on the Macho Man. What'd you think about him?
I think I know some people, John, you might not like me for this. Daniel, you might not like me for this, or Jeremy, but I feel like Macho was a better performer than Hulk Hogan. And I feel like he was a better promo than Hogan, and I think that he was overall just better. Period.
Macho would have been the number one guy if Hogan wasn't around. So, unfortunately, he was around when Hogan was, and that's why he got overshadowed. He was fantastic. He was up against Hulkamania. You know, he wasn't going to win.
Well, look at like the different eras. You have like the new generation era, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. You have the Attitude Era, The Rock and Austin. Ruthless Aggression, which was John Cena and Randy Orton. The most recent era, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. So you have that 1A and 1B. Like, do you think Rollins would have been bigger if Roman wouldn't have gotten over like he did?
No.
Really?
Nope.
Okay.
I think Seth's talented, but to me, Seth isn't a main event guy. He's a great worker. He's worthy of the world championship. He's not a guy that's ever going to sell your pay-per-views and has that star appeal. Roman oozes the star appeal to me. Seth doesn't. Okay. Seth tries every goofy gimmick and shit to get over, and it's cringy to some like it. He has to constantly change up certain things about his character to remain fresh. And Roman doesn't. Roman can be Roman Reigns, and whatever he does, bingo.
He's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, especially with his stuff as a heel. People didn't like him as a babyface because they shoved him down everybody's throat, but he still had that star appeal. They just had to use the right thing, you know?
Mark my words, whenever Roman comes back, he's going to be the biggest babyface in the world.
When Roman comes back?
Yes, because the fans are starting to appreciate what he did.
Macho would have been great, but he wasn't going to bring WWF or WCW levels. Hogan got it too. I agree. That's my opinion too.
I mean, yeah, like that's okay. Then you could bring up wrestlers like Piper. Would Hogan have been as big as he was without Macho or Piper? Just saying.
Yes.
Really?
They would have found somebody for him. It was the time. It was the era. I mean, this is when I grew up as a kid. I got some ears on you. So this is when I grew up as a kid watching them. Hogan had that appeal that the other ones just didn't. It was perfect for that time. But what happened to him in the early 90s, you know, around WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 9, the fans started to turn on him. They didn't want it anymore. They wanted a new and different version of it. WCW tried to bring him in as the, you know, red and yellow over there too, fighting the Dungeon of Doom. It didn't work. They had to find a different way. And thank God they did it with the NWO. It brought him to a different level. So
yeah, I agree 1,000%. You know what? You're giving me some phenomenal ideas, actually. And within like the next few weeks, like with the Passion for Pro Wrestling podcast, which by the way, John, Richie, you both are always invited. You can come on anytime you want.
all right.
Which I want to have a discussion with you and Richie about the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers.
All right,
I think that would be an awesome discussion. We could talk about the four the 4 or 5 greatest of all time, and like the importance. We know Hogan is on the Mount Rushmore, like without a doubt. There's no wrestler that's had a bigger impact, period, than Hulk Hogan. You can't argue that fact.
Yep, 100%. Savage's best work was as the Macho King. His feud with the Warrior was the only time Warrior was
outstanding.
I loved him as the Macho King too, Jeremy. Seth has become now number 3 to Cody. Yep. Hogan would have gotten anyone hated. He was main eventing Mania against King Kong Bundy. Piper and Macho were perfect opponents for him. They could have found him with just about anybody they put him with, and it would have brought him to that level. As long as they built him up a little bit right as a good heel, Hogan could have got any of them hated because he was so over. Hey, Rand, what's going on? Rand says, Hogan, right place, right time with the red and yellow, where they were yellow and red. Absolutely. Jason says WrestleMania 3 at the Pontiac Silverdome should have been it for Hogan. It was boring after that with him. A lot of people thought that way, Jason. So a lot of people did. WrestleMania 4 kind of stunk with Andre. 5 was great with the Mega Powers. 6 was great with Warrior. 7 with Sergeant Slaughter was fun, so.
8,
I love the Road Wild set too, Derek. I think it's awesome how organic it is. So
I love which it's a prime example that less is more. It's simple, but it's effective. It works. And it's kind of like with like the recent sets with Raw and SmackDown. It's very minimal, but I love it. I love it.
You know what I liked about Road Wild, Chris, when you see this?
What's that?
I know most of the bikers didn't know what was going on. I like the raw feel of it. And I liked how they had the mountains in the background, of South Dakota in the background. They got, you just see, it's just fun looking. I mean, I know that most of these people didn't know what was going on or wrestlers. They were just there to be there. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool feel to it. How they elevated the ring is dangerous though, when you see it. Cause they don't, they got the dirt and the gravel out there.
Oh God. Yeah. And whenever they did shows like this and like the spring break shows, I absolutely loved it. I love the outdoor feel.
I liked Panama City when WCW would do Panama City.
And like the Club La Vila.
Yeah. Derek says the Vegas Nitros with the pool. Yeah, would do Club La Vila with the pool too, Derek, as well over in Panama City, Florida, that they would do. I love those ones when what was it? Hall did the cannonball in.
Yes.
He did the cannonball, was awesome.
The spring break show we just watched like a few months back. Was it Sullivan that got thrown into the pool?
Might have been.
Benoit threw Sullivan into the pool or something like that. But
Jeremy says I think WWF should have done, or WWF should have done more with Hogan, $1 Million Man without Andre. I thought $1 Million Man was great. I really thought they should have done more with him too. He was great, But
the $1 Million Man was a great example of he was so good and so over. He didn't need a world title.
Jason says, Brother Martin talks about the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. How about the 4 greatest matches of all time? See, this is one I got to think about, Jason. We covered this a ways back. We'll do a separate show for this in the near future for this one, Jason. Again, we'll do a separate show for this.
We should do like a seriously, me, you, and Richie. We should do the greatest matches of all time. I think that'd be a phenomenal bonus show.
We've covered it before, but there's so many. Yeah, we'll do it again because, like I always say, it's one of those ones that you can. We'll do this separately, Jason, over the coming weeks. That's a great topic too. I love it.
But I'm going to throw one out there. Macho Man versus Ricky Steamboat, WrestleMania 3. That's definitely.
Yeah, we brought that one up. Yeah, it's got to be in our archives here on Facebook somewhere way back. I think probably. Yeah. Or it might have been a radio show that we did recently. I can't remember. So yeah, we'll do it again for 100%, Jason. One way or the other, the next couple of weeks we'll do this. Rude and Hogan at Mania. Sign me up. I agree. I'd want to see that. Macho Man stunning Steve Austin. That'd have been a great match too.
Oh God, yeah, it would have been.
Macho caught Giant trying to ask Liz for ciggies. That's why he's getting torn up right now.
He is.
Choke slam.
Here we go. Because apparently, the Giant found Elizabeth in the broom closet.
Yeah.
That Macho put her in.
Boy, Macho put him over clean.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was a pretty quick match. That was about 7 minutes only.
Yeah, and Macho Man, he doesn't put people over like that clean normally.
He would. He was very good about putting people over. It was usually much more of a match than that, but
it had to make sense for him to put somebody over. So
bro, look at some of these folks in the crowd. Woo!
Dude, Dog the Bounty Hunter.
That guy looked like Dog the Bounty Hunter with a Hitler mustache.
Oh,
yeah, that was interesting.
Well, I mean,
we'll be back in the NWO in no time. Oh, it did happen on Saturday night, Rand. Hey, Chris, that'd be a good one to look up, to put up on the page if you could find it. The Macho Man versus Stunning Steve. See if you can find that later on. For Rand. Chris finds all these matches all the time, so
flat out
put it up on the page. Not to whenever you get time.
Will do. And like, thing is, guys, that's one of like my favorite things that I do daily is like the daily matches that I post, because I do the match of the day, the enhancement talent spotlight. I do like the promo of the day, and I just post like random funny content. And I've
look at that sunset, Chris.
Oh, absolutely beautiful.
Boy, that's beautiful.
Some people have messaged me over the recent promo that I posted with Mr. Enzo Amore, and they were offended, saying that he was a terrible promo. No, he wasn't. The fact is, you might not like the guy's personality, but you can't deny the fact he's one of the best talkers of the past decade. Period. The guy was outstanding on the mic.
Yeah, he was very good on the mic. Every bit else of his character never really seemed to get over with people.
He's not that great of a wrestler, but he's a hell of an entertainer.
Here comes two of the coolest dudes ever to me, Hall and Nash, the outsiders.
The definition of cool, baby. Oozing machismo, and this is the
Scott
thing.
Hall, man, I miss him.
And the thing is that Nash and Hall, they didn't even have to try, dude. They were just cool.
He was a piece of shit human for sure, Jason, on a lot of the things that he did. He said Enzo was a wife beater, though.
No, he wasn't. He was.
He had issues back with things. He's right. He's had some issues with domestic violence in the past.
Hold on. He was.
They had the allegations.
He was acquitted.
But there's been people who have thrown out things over the years about him as kind of violent at certain points too with things. I won't talk about it because I don't know 100% of it, like to be able to give the details, but there has been things through the years where people have mentioned that he was physically abusive to some people. So
didn't he date Liv Morgan?
He did. He did. I don't know if it was her, but I'll just say that I don't have all the details, but there's been some things that through the years, and some people corroborated the story. Apparently, I don't know, but I've heard the same.
Which I can't speak to that, but I can speak to the accusation that got him fired. He was cleared of.
Yeah, he was. He was cleared of that.
Okay.
Hall in ECW. Yeah, he had a nice cup of coffee in ECW, Rand. Let's see. You can never recreate the machismo. Scott Hall is one who definitely proved you don't need the world title. Yep.
I agree. But it would have been nice to see Hall win the title.
Big Cass lost out because of Enzo. He definitely got overshadowed a little bit because of him, and I think
he's under the learning tree now.
He is under the learning tree with Jericho. What you sipping on, Brother Martin? Jeremy wants to know.
Lemonade. Yes.
Here comes Steinerized.
Yes. I'm sorry. Every time I hear that song, I think
shut that shit off.
Turn the fucking music off.
I love Steinerized, the song. I don't know why I do.
I do. Oh yeah, same here. Absolutely love it.
Is it Steinerized or Steiner Line?
Steinerized.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm trying to listen to the music here. It's like I love the beat of it though. Look at DiBiase coming out here right now because of course he's now. Hey, look at those ladies. What's going on, ladies?
That was Miss NWO's granddaughter.
Bro, she was looking good. I'm just gonna throw that. Oh, they got them on bikes coming out.
Ooh,
they're shooting some fireworks off for them. All right, I can dig this.
There you go.
For anybody that's ever rode motorcycles, I'm an avid motorcycle rider my whole life. So I'll say this: when you're riding on gravel, it's not very easy in this thing. So I just saw Scott gunning it a little bit there, and I was just thinking he was about to fishtail that thing out and drop it.
How funny would that have been?
I had my ex-wife on the back one time.
Oh God!
I had her on the back of the bike one day, and I had to flip it around in a gravel parking lot.
Yeah.
And I damn near dumped it right over with her because I gunned it. I was trying to scare her a little bit, and it's one of those things you act like a jackass on. You hit the gravel, and your tires just catch, and I about dumped it. It would have landed on her. It wouldn't have been good.
God, dude!
I scared the shit out of her on it.
Yeah, that would not have been good, brother. Like,
I love the dog-faced gremlin too. I'm all about him, Jason.
Were you a fan of Rick's solo run?
I think he had some legs with that he could have done pretty well with. I don't think he was a main eventer by any means. So
he definitely wasn't on the level of Scott.
No, I think definitely, but he was a great worker and a great person. I think he was a solid guy that could have been a U.S. champion on his own.
I don't know if he was champion.
Was he U.S. champion at the end?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, he definitely could have had it in his heyday in the 90s and 80s, stuff like that when they were really, big time in the early WCW days. I could have seen that. I think he had a TV title run. I don't know if it was U.S. I could be wrong, but
he had a TV title run whenever he was in the Varsity Club.
Okay,
and he won the U.S. title in 2000. I believe he beat Shane Douglas for it or something.
The lost years, the awful years of WCW. Scott probably beat someone up backstage. Who put the gravel down? The LOD riding in at SummerSlam, Rand, is one of my favorite moments of all time. We talked about it, I think, the other night on the show. Fucking Rocco bolted to Paul Ellering's the front of his Harley that he was coming down on. Rocco never made it back from England, and that's a fact. He's still over somewhere in London. Somebody has poor Rocco. He's been captured. They left him behind. Thank God.
That ain't right, man. I love Rocco.
Rick was a TV and U.S. champ. All right. Thank you, Rand. And thank you, guys.
Rocco would have been a phenomenal addition to the Final Testament.
When you're in the shadows of Steiner math, you can win every world title and not be on the level of Big Papa Pump.
Yeah, I agree. Hold on.
Not wrestling related, but Chris, I did hear they did some kind of vehicle or ATV band in Myrtle Beach a few weeks ago.
Band? Yes, they did actually. They've banned trucks that are lifted, and because there's jackass teenagers with lifted trucks, and which
on a squat truck.
Yeah, which essentially the front is jacked up and like the ass is down.
It blinds people,
and which it blinds people, and like there's people getting hit because of it. So like they've had to ban it.
I've busted tires because of it.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Idiot.
So yeah,
Rocco's probably hanging out with William Regal.
Dude,
he's going to be a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. He's going to come back in AEW with the Blackpool Combat Club. Chris,
ratings, brother, ratings. Speaking of ratings, did you hear about a star that Tony Khan is essentially letting walk? And I just heard about it today.
No.
Ricky Starks.
Oh, yeah. I heard.
What the hell is wrong with Tony?
I could care less. I don't think Ricky Starks is that great. That's just me.
Are you serious?
He doesn't do it for me.
Okay. I love Ricky. I think he's great.
He doesn't do it for me.
So
let him fucking go, man. He'll do okay. He'll be a mid-carder in WWE at best, in my opinion. He's not world champion. Tony's smart. No. Let him go. He's bland. He's blah. That's just me, though.
I got you. Okay.
Kind of cringy. I don't know what it is about him. He's kind of cringy to me.
Which I respect your opinion.
Yeah.
I do.
I know you love him. I know a lot of people love him too. I'm not disrespecting anybody's opinion. For me, I say let him fucking go, man. Tony's got a lot of weight he should cut to trim it. Ricky Starks, the speed champion in 2 weeks.
There you go.
I can't believe they're doing that.
The speed champion. Oh yeah, man. Like we got to win in 3 minutes.
So like, stupid to me.
I agree. Ricochet.
Nice back suplex there from Rick on a
Beautiful.
Big Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash was going for snake eyes. Did you like the pairing of Ted DiBiase with the Steiner brothers? I didn't.
No, I didn't. It didn't make any sense to me.
Ted's a heel. He's a heel.
I agree.
He didn't belong with the NWO either.
Yeah, you just read my mind. I don't think Ted really fit in anywhere within WCW. It was just weird because Ted was a WWE guy through and through. So, oh, you see that big boom? Good,
to Steiner. Wow.
good God! But and for the individuals that want to talk crap and say that Nash can't wrestle,
He knows how to work enough.
Exactly. Nash could put asses in seats, and that's what matters.
DiBiase should have managed some heel who needed it. Ted was the money man with the NWO. Rand said, yeah, but they never really did too much with it other than the initial thing when he came in, Rand.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should have done way more. Yeah, Virgil was dumb in the NWO too. Yeah, it was just a way to spoof Vince McMahon calling him Vince. I thought it was stupid too.
I agree.
Nick Patrick calling things down the middle, which is what mattered. He always did, He's a jam-up guy.
That's right. I mean, hold on. Which I just thought of somebody that could have benefited from Ted DiBiase because which I just posted the enhancement talent video earlier with Mr. Adam Bomb, Brian Clark, which he's not the enhancement talent, by the way. It's Dwayne Gill. Beat Dwayne Gill. I think the $1 Million Man with Wrath, that could have worked.
I don't know. I like Brian Clark. He's a nice guy too. I really like him. He's popped on the stream here before. He's a good dude. He had a great look.
Of the show.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's always doing wrestling stuff, and I'm glad to see he's doing good with it. And I don't know though. I don't know with Ted. I don't know if that would have been a good one. I think he tried to recruit him at one point. Over the $1 Million Corporation or something. I got to go far back there.
Actually,
I love
you got me thinking.
He had a great look. Yeah, I think they tried to recruit him over there at one point. I'm trying to remember exactly, but yeah, I don't know. Ted at this point just wasn't he wasn't into wrestling the way that it used to be because he changed his life around. So I think it was hard for him a little bit.
Oh yeah, because the $1 Million Man, he became like a born again Christian, and which I believe he started his ministry right around this time. So he was simply just here for the money.
Yep. I have to admit, this year's version of the King of the Ring has been a great tournament. Yeah, it's been really good so far from what I've seen, Jeremy. And they've had to overcome some injuries with the Queen of the Ring. Yeah, I like it. So I think it's cool. I do too.
Who thinks it'll win the tournament?
Got to be Gunther.
You just read my mind. I was about to say that.
Gunther. I would say Gunther and Tiffany Stratton, but I think Tiffany Stratton fucked those chances up for herself the other day when she decided to repost that stupid comment. So
what?
All right, so
I'm confused.
Okay, hold on. I'll get to it in 1 second. Let me get a couple of comments here. Nash was a giant. Nobody should want to see him wrestle a long match or be a technical wrestler. Absolutely. Ted with Buff. Okay, I could see that. Ted with Buff. Okay.
Okay.
Buff was a pretty good talker though, but Ted would have been interesting with him. Rand, I could get behind that a little bit. Yeah, Vince was the dirt sheet kayfabe call out of Vince and Dusty. Wrath Adam Bomb never made any sense to me why he didn't become a star in the WWF.
Amen.
He had the look. It was just, I think the personality didn't always come across as a certain way. He should have been billed as a monster heel that destroyed everybody because his look was second to none.
I agree.
Give him a good mouthpiece. No offense to James Vandenberg, Father James Mitchell. It just didn't work. It was goofy.
Hold on.
He was great.
Paul Ellering with Wrath.
Could have been great. I could definitely see something like that. I'd rather have seen Ted with the Road Warriors instead of the Steiners. Yeah, it just didn't fit with the Steiners. So Tiffany Stratton, has got a match with Bianca Belair this week, and she's been kind of feuding with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, and she ended up posting a video. It was a 3-second video of her slapping Jade Cargill, and somebody had dubbed in. I don't think it was her that did it. Somebody else did it. Somebody had dubbed in the video when she slaps her and says, "You black bitch." This is not me saying it.
Wow, you're quoting.
Yeah, I'm just quoting. It says, "You black bitch," and she slaps her. It's like a 3-second video. I believe it was from the movie Higher Learning, actually, which is a movie about racism, and it covers racism on all different levels. And Tiffany posted the video and took it down shortly after. So she's taking a ton of heat from it. I'll say this. I think she had no ill intentions. I think she wasn't smart enough to listen probably all the way through and just thought it was a video of her slapping her. Or it was just a stupid move. I don't think there was any racist intentions, and people make mistakes. And I'm sure she apologized to the people And nobody deserves to be canceled for one little mistake, like that. It
I
wasn't
agree.
smart. She needs to think better about what you put up on social media, but that's for me. That's the backstory of that.
Which I agree 1,000%. And the fact is that I think the apology is good enough. She's just apologized, move on, and just focus on what's going on going forward, because she's a star, man.
She really is. And the fans love her. But they all turn on you when you make a mistake, and a little tiny, it's not like it was her words or things like that. Yeah. And to think she has a hell of a, she has a hell of a push too. They've been pushing her to the moon.
Well, brother, remember, we live in a woke world. Simply by accusing, you're guilty.
Yeah. Now, if she would have said that herself, I would have been feeling a lot differently. I'd say, punish her, give her, some consequences big time for this.
I agree.
That's just me, but it was a stupid thing, and she needs to think better. Ted with Dean, okay.
Actually,
RKO versus Gunther in the finals. Yeah. Sign me up for that match. I want to see that with him and Randy.
Gunther, like I've said before, it's going to be Cody at either Cody and Gunther at Mania, or Seth and Gunther at Mania for the world title.
Give me Gunther all day in any match, and I want to see him and Randy Orton. I'm all for that. That would be an awesome match, and I can't wait to see it.
Dude, would you say Gunther is in like the top 5 of the best wrestlers in the world right now?
I will go as far as to say this as a wrestler. I'm not talking overall superstar or anything like that. I think Gunther is the best worker in professional wrestling right now.
Oh yeah, he's outstanding.
And I know some people might not agree with that. I'm not disrespecting the great workers of there, like the Bryan Danielsons and the Ospreys and guys like that are great workers. I just think Gunther is the best worker in the world. That's just my
he's
opinion.
Outstanding. He's freaking outstanding.
He has the style that I like. Now I get other people like the style of Ospreay or Danielson or those guys, and they're great performers too. They're great workers. To me, it's Gunther.
Someone that I think is doing a phenomenal job recently, and he's finally getting the attention he deserves, is Chad Gable.
He's a great worker too. He's doing great with this gimmick. It's a lot of fun to see.
It is.
The way King of the Ring is going, you probably get Jay versus Tonga with how over Jay is getting. Yeah, could be that too. Yeah,
poor Jimmy.
Jeremy said the same thing. Both good pickups here. Jason said, have you guys heard Cody versus The Rock at Mania next year? I heard them mention that this week. I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. I want Roman and The Rock at WrestleMania next year. That's what I want.
I agree.
This is what I want for the main event of WrestleMania next year. I want Roman versus Rock, and I want Cody versus Gunther.
I agree 1,000%. And do you buy Damian Priest as world champion?
No.
Yeah, I think it's forced.
It'll be done in a couple months. They'll move on. He's trying hard. He's trying hard. No,
he's not
that he's not trying.
He's not a believable main eventer to me.
He's a transitional champ for a few months. They'll find somebody better to put him in there.
Because I think they made the mistake with the briefcase, and they should have given it to LA Knight.
Maybe.
So
Daniel saying it might take Ospreay over Gunther, but Gunther's definitely top 3. Yeah, like I said, I could definitely see that. What do you guys think about Cody versus The Rock at Mania next year? Do you guys want to see that?
I don't.
Yeah. Sound off on it, guys.
Speaking of big shows, okay, you got SummerSlam in Cleveland, which is the hometown of The Miz. I hope the WWE does something big for The Miz for SummerSlam.
They're not. It's not happening.
He is one of the greatest talkers of our era.
He is, but he's not a draw like that. And I love The Miz. I love The Miz. He's not a draw like that to get anything like that. He'll probably get a match if he's lucky.
And mark my words, this is my prediction. Once they lose the tag titles, The Miz, he's going to turn on R-Truth, and it's going to be Truth versus The Miz at SummerSlam.
Could be.
That's my prediction.
Could be.
So, yeah.
Scott Hall is just, when you watch him work, this is a good match we're talking over because we're getting so much great conversation and dialect once again from everybody here. But, man, Scott Hall, when you watch him, this guy is just, he's one of the all-time greats, bro.
He is.
Look at him telling him Steiner to suck it. Love it.
Speaking of all-time greats, lately I've been going down a Jim Cornette rabbit hole, which, as you could tell from the content I've been posting. And you know what? His stuff with the Midnight Express is second to none. Brother, I encourage all the fans out there, go on like the YouTube machine and look up Jim Cornette's work. He is so underappreciated, brother. I'm just saying. His promos are outstanding. And like the Midnight Express stuff, it makes you appreciate the art of tag team wrestling. Or do you think I'm crazy for saying that?
No. Jim's great, man. He's great in everything that he does. Let me get to a couple of comments here. You'll get Awesome Truth against someone for the hometown pop. Probably, yeah, Daniel. I like this matchup for Mania too. This is a great one. Cody versus Randy Orton.
That would be outstanding.
Sign me up for that shit. That'd be a great match.
The teacher versus the student.
The story's written there. It's great. The story's also written for Gunther too, because of WrestleMania or Royal Rumble a few years back too.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
I don't think we're seeing Truth versus Cody at War Games, Rand. I don't think we're seeing that one. I think Cody's going to be doing something with Roman Reigns and against the other bloodline. That's my opinion.
They need to do SummerSlam at a stadium. Just imagine War Games in a stadium setting. How cool that
Hall
be?
With that second rope bulldog is just a thing of beauty.
It is. It is.
I can really see Jay winning the tournament. He's been doing house shows with Priest. Think he does a match with the Judgment Day. Can't help. Yeah, it could be definitely for sure. Jay could be a good guy. They could put the title on eventually. I know he didn't win it recently, but he could be a good guy. He's really over.
Mean Mark
Steiner's
Callis?
pick up the victory.
What?
He's raising their hands. Man, the man calls it down the middle, buddy.
Okay.
He's a man of values. He calls it down the middle. That's how he is.
Which I love Nick Patrick as a human being, okay? But I'm just saying his work within the ring is a little bit questionable.
Hey, don't put him as questionable. He's a good man. I am. Jason says, man, I don't know about you guys, but I'm already bored with Cody. I am too.
I think we love the chase. We love the journey to the title, but now he has it. It's like, okay, what now? You know?
Yeah. Daniel calls it right here. He goes, how foolish. He goes, how foolish do the Steiners look that when they can even hear that wasn't a 3 count? Yeah.
What's more foolish, this or Lex Luger celebrating with a count out?
There's a lot of foolish moments in WCW that fucked things up there.
Yeah.
Boy, Ted's flipping out on him right now.
Uh-oh.
What a shitty ending to that match that was.
This explains what Bischoff always says. They had a really, really bad time booking finishes.
Yep. Disqualification win. Hey, Chris, take the reins just for 1 second, okay?
I got you, brother.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, baby. John is going to go. He's going to get a drink. Got to go to the potty. I don't know what he's got to do, but he's got to go for a minute. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, like the Steiner brothers, they are celebrating. They're thinking that they're World Tag Team Champions. And then the decision gets reversed. It's controversial, but you know what? That's Nick Patrick's middle name, actually. Okay, nothing but controversy, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here we go. Mr. Daniel says his whole story was the story. Now there's no build. I agree 1,000%. I think they just which I'm happy to see Cody as world champion. He deserves it, but ultimately it's like, okay, what now? Because he's in a similar situation like with Roman. It's like, okay, he's such a big star now. Who can you legitimately put Cody with that's believable to dethrone him? Okay. I would have to say Randy, Gunther, Seth, and a couple others, but that's it. So if you were to put him with anybody else, it'd be really, really hard for me to buy it, saying, okay, there's a legitimate chance of him losing the belt. So yeah. All right. So Cody is like Bret Hart in the New Generation time. I agree. I could definitely see that, Rand. All right. Don't forget Logan Paul is from Cleveland too. Look for him to have a SummerSlam moment. You know what, Jeremy? I did not think about that, but you were 1,000% correct. I forgot Logan was from Cleveland. Speaking of that, guys, what do you think about Logan versus Cody in a title for title? Do you think it's a little bit the WWE, like they're painting themselves into a corner with the both titles on the line at the King of the Ring pay-per-view? All right, Lex hitting the count out in the balloons and like the parade around. What an all-time end to SummerSlam. Oh my God, yes. Yeah, we won by count out. Let's celebrate with the balloons. I didn't get the belt, but fuck it. Let's go hop back on the Lex Express. And then next thing you know, what the Lex Express, Vince McMahon, he sold it after the pay-per-view. He's like, okay, cool. All right, Lex, go get a cab. All right, here we go. I think LA Knight against Logan Paul at SummerSlam, I would say that would be an awesome match right there. Logan Paul, once again, I'm not the biggest fan of him personally, but you cannot deny the fact that guy has adapted to professional wrestling like a fish to water. He's a natural. He's a natural heel, too. True to RKO, Kevin, and LA Knight. I loving that. All right. Logan is lazy as fuck. He's only put his belt on the line twice, I think. Jason, I can't say that you're wrong, but ultimately he's got to go with how he's booked. So if they see Logan as an attraction, so this is the thing, is that they're going to book him with accordance to who they think he can make money with. But it sucks that it's coming at the expense of the belt. So I agree. All right. This corner paint for Shadows WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Okay. I don't like it. Logan is barely defended, and Cody ain't going to lose yet either. Okay. Hollywood, time to get your belt back, brother. That's right. No, it's predictable and will be a DQ, and neither one will be a double champ. Bloodline jumps in, and the match leads to Paul becoming a face. You know what, Jeremy? That's actually a really good point. I could see that, because this is the thing, guys. Because it's a straight up singles match. Like, you can be disqualified. So that could be their way out. But if they're gonna have like a DQ, then they're gonna have to make it creatively satisfying for the fans to be able to digest that, because we are in an era to where we want clear finishes, we want submissions, we want pinfalls, and DQs. We can only really digest them on shows like Raw and SmackDown.
Sorry about that, guys. I'm back.
I gotcha. Logan Paul versus Cody at WrestleMania 41. That would be interesting. That'd be fascinating.
This really quick, Chris. This is a cool intro for Lex. Look at this.
This is outstanding. You talk about shitty booking. Lex, he should have had the belt longer. At least until like World War III in
look at
November.
the fireworks he's getting, bro.
Dude, he's giving Cody like a run for his money. Jason said, how long has Roman gone? Honestly, I have no idea. Do you, John?
They are saying at least 4 months. My opinion is, I think that he'll be back in probably. I think he'll show up at the end of SummerSlam, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my opinion. I think the new Wyatt family will cause the DQ in Cody versus Logan. Good point, Derek. That might definitely happen for sure.
Maybe.
That could be very interesting. I don't think Logan will be a face, though. He's a smug jerk that the fans won't get behind, especially in a day where heels are very few and far between of true heels. Very good point.
Yeah, Jeremy made a phenomenal point stating that he thinks the title for title match at the King of the Ring will end within a DQ.
Is it title for title?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely going DQ then.
But they have to make it a satisfying DQ for us to actually digest it. So I think they're making great points here. Like they're saying that the bloodline, like they're going to interfere. So
I think it's definitely a potential. They cornered themselves by making Sting the next logical guy to get the belt from Hogan. Yeah, they did. That's why they had to change it so fast. Didn't Lex win the belt like a week before this from Hulk just to lose it back to Hulk? Yeah, 6 days before Derek, he won it.
That's why this is essentially similar to like Daniel Bryan. He became so hot that they couldn't ignore the fans. So this was the summer of Lex, without a shadow of a doubt.
And then after this, he kind of fell off the map a little bit.
He did, which it's a shame. And the thing is once again, Lex isn't the greatest in-ring worker, but you can't deny his look. You can't deny the fact that he was over like Rover with the fans. And watching this run, it makes me value Lex even more.
I love Lex. Lex was awesome, bro. He was great.
He was. How is he not in the Hall of Fame? I'm sorry.
Be.
We say this every year.
I don't think he'll be back at Money in the Bank for Roman Reigns. I think they're going to space it out a little bit longer, but who knows? Maybe.
I gotcha.
It was a great pop for Nitro and then a chance to get the heat back on Hogan. Yep. It was that great pop for them on Nitro, and they definitely got the heat back on Hogan after that. Isn't this when The Disciple comes out?
I think.
Or is that 90? That might be 98.
I don't remember. With all due respect, Ed Leslie is not that memorable.
He sucks in every way.
And apparently, did you know that according to the barber's wife, Brutus made Hogan's career?
Yeah. She likes to definitely live and die on that narrative. Woo! Not smart.
No
Lex
offense.
by Christmas time was fall back to the sideline. He sure was, Rand.
It was sad.
It was. He was kind of he was pushed back aside, and he was, other than Sting, he was the hottest guy that they had with him. You know, the three hottest baby faces were at this point Luger and Sting, of course. You know, Sting wasn't wrestling until Starrcade, but Luger was carrying the torch here, so to speak, to fight Hogan for a while and team up against the NWO, and then of course DDP.
Oh yeah, like without a doubt, man. DDP absolutely on fire. And like once again, man, like Macho Man, just DDP has said this countless times that it was Macho that chose to feud with him, and it just elevated him to another stratosphere. And it's just which is a beautiful thing to watch, because us fans, we get spoiled by those great moments.
He thinks he didn't ride Hogan's coattails. Yeah, that's hilarious that he thinks that, right, Daniel?
That's like the Nasty Boys saying that they made Hogan. It's like they never said that, by the way. I'm just saying if they did.
Buff was the HBK of WCW at the time. Buff was great. I don't know if he was the HBK in my opinion, but he was great. You know, he definitely he got great heel heat too. They should have done more with Buff, I think, as a single star, in my opinion. That's just me though.
I think the WWE, they kind of missed the boat with Buff. I think they could have done a lot with Buff in the WWE, but I think they set him up for failure.
Derek has a good point here. Lex was supposed to be the next Hulk in '93, so this could be Hulk putting Lex down in his place. Yeah, he was supposed to be the next Hulk, and that just didn't work. And that over there, I liked the Lex Express stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, same here. And that is believable, because think about it. Hogan had the Ultimate Warrior brought in just to get his win back from WrestleMania 6.
Warrior, that's a guy for another day. We could do Warrior on a whole show one day. I met Beefcake at a TNA house show, and who was he there for? That's right, he was hanging with Hogan, but he didn't ride the coattails.
He didn't. Beefcake was the one that got back in the ring. Beefcake was the one that got Hogan's big TNA contract for him, by the way.
He got him back, in WWE after the racial incident, because they wanted Brother Brudai in the Hall of Fame so bad. He got him back. That's what Missy Beefcake said.
Oh my God.
That was one of the most laughable clips I think we've ever played on the show here through the years.
Yeah, I agree.
When she said that shit.
Delusional. Downright delusional. And
look at Hogan. Hogan is so good as a heel here, bro.
Oh yeah. And the thing is that Hogan's character was so good, he didn't have to do much.
No.
Because he literally held the crowd in the palm of his hands, man. And that's true talent right there. And just saying,
Put it
man,
on the second shelf, baby.
how many people do you know that can control the crowd like Hogan?
Not many. Hogan knew how to work a crowd, and he was good at it for sure. He knew how to work a crowd, and he was damn good at it.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for everybody that's been joining us and coming out tonight and checking us out later on as we post it. We ask that if you could please just make sure you give this video a like, and if you haven't followed our Facebook page, give it a like and follow. And same with our YouTube, Retro Wrestling Revival Podcast on YouTube. We would love it if you could give us a like and subscription over on YouTube as well. It'd be great. We'd greatly appreciate that. Getting back to the show now. Let's see. Heel Hogan was perfect. He went pure coward after a decade of being the biggest babyface, and that's why it worked so good, Daniel. Great point.
I agree 1,000%.
Some people think Brutus and Greg the Hammer are more than just friends. I heard they're not friends anymore. Apparently, Greg the Hammer had another meltdown, or not a meltdown, but another beef with Missy. So Missy ended up ruining another relationship for Brother Brudai, and they're no longer friends anymore.
So she's like the Yoko Ono of pro wrestling?
Pretty much. But,
God.
She's not the problem, right?
No, not at all.
Hulk versus Rocket Mania is a master class on how to work the crowd to elevate the match. 1,000%, Derek. We covered this at WrestleMania season. I think we covered this a little while back. And
we did.
Man, what a match that was. One of my favorite matches of all times. Two of the greatest ever that just know how to do it.
And the thing is that I would put that match up against any Okada match, any Kenny Omega, anything like that. A 5-star Meltzer Jerkoff classic. Because ultimately, Hogan and The Rock are the definition of what it means to be a pro wrestler. Period.
That Toronto crowd during that match was just amazing.
Oh my God,
so good.
Speaking of great crowd reactions, what did you think about the French crowd?
They were awesome, bro. They were tremendous. They
better
were really
than Montreal?
Good. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You say better than Montreal?
I had the whole paper PLE on because I was painting that day. But my gosh, bro, they were loud. They were loud. That was a hell of a crowd. They were definitely taking advantage of the opportunity they got and trying to make sure that WWE comes back there in the near future. So,
and they're going to.
They're coming back in the near future for another big card. WWE's doing something really good with these backlashes every year. Puerto Rico last year was amazing.
That crowd was amazing.
Yeah, they were amazing, and France kicked Puerto Rico's ass too, in my opinion. So,
I agree.
That's no knock on Puerto Rico. They were great. Hogan and Goldberg on Nitro, that was an amazing reaction too. That was 44,000 people for a Nitro to watch that.
And it was absolutely outstanding.
The French crowd was top notch. They never get any shows, and they brought it. Yep.
And the thing that I love about Triple H is that he's making every single PLE feel special. Every single one of them.
That's what you have to do. The thing is, though, too, AEW does the same thing. And I know we criticize some of AEW's moves. We're a fan podcast. We're giving you a fan's perspective. We're not pros. We don't work in the business or any of that stuff. But we critique the regular shows like the Dynamites and them at certain points for some of the storylines. AEW brings it on their PLEs too, man. These guys, they put on a hell of a show as well. Both companies are doing something right on these amazing cards that they have. So
I agree 1,000%.
They're putting on hell of a great card. So kudos to both promotions for their premium events that they do. They really do it. Daniel says you got to go international because those crowds haven't had anything and they're bringing it. The U.S. crowds get spoiled. I want to see in London. I want to see a WrestleMania in London, bro.
Yeah, that would be outstanding. Speaking of pay-per-views, did you hear about the buy rate for the last pay-per-view for TNA Wrestling?
Yeah, it was like 3,000 people or something.
Yeah.
If even that, it was really low.
Yeah, and just that breaks my heart because I want that company to succeed so badly, and because it was the return of Matt Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
you think they could have sold more.
Yeah, backlash in Japan. I think the reason that they don't bring a big card to Japan is, Rand, because the Japanese fans are very respectful and have a different atmosphere at those shows where they more sit and watch and enjoy it. And they're very respectful. It's a very different culture. And I think that's probably why they don't bring a pay-per-view there, because I don't think the crowd would be as loud. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. Japan, the audience in Japan is fantastic too. So
hold on. What about backlash in the Philippines?
hey, I'd go for it. You know how much I go to the Philippines, so.
What?
Do you think the crowd would go bananas?
Absolutely. They love wrestling there, bro.
Okay.
They do. Lord knows I spend enough time in the Philippines, so they
That's my
trust
favorite
me.
spots.
It's my favorite spot in the whole world. I go out there every 6 months or so. So yeah, 100%. They love wrestling there. Trust me. So
Might become one of James' favorite spots too with his little girlfriend.
Oh yeah, and like my son's new girlfriend, that might become one of his favorite spots
all right.
too.
It's a great place to go. I love it, man. I would live out there right now if I could.
Yeah.
So could you imagine the AEW meltdown if WrestleMania goes to London and smashes the All-In Gate? LOL. Yes. They would have a meltdown, Derek. Tony Khan, he wouldn't be able to say that it's the biggest whatever ever again. He wouldn't be able to say that. They would smash the All-In record if they go to WrestleMania. If WrestleMania goes there, they would smash it. I think they'll go there next year. I think they'll go there next year. I think that's where 42 will be after 41. Yeah. Not next year, but the year after. I think 42 will probably go to London. That's my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
TNA puts on good shows, but no TV deals or any big hype, and the star power is minimal. Great point, Daniel.
Yeah.
WWE will have WrestleMania in Bangkok. Vince, I'm shocked, never had one there.
That would have been amazing. Just saying.
They'd be doing some rough stuff there, and Vince would be all for it.
Rub and tug. Anyways, but no, but I stand corrected. Yeah, like my son's girlfriend, she's from the Philippines.
All right.
Absolutely. She's an absolute sweetheart. And I think, John, your influence is rubbing up on him.
It's a wonderful culture and people, man.
Dave's there shaking his head. He heard us.
So, yeah.
WrestleMania is going to Saudi sooner than later. Please, God, no WrestleMania in Saudi. I don't want to see that. Give them their king and queen of the ring. Give them a crown jewel. Give them that. I'm fine with it. But WrestleMania in Saudi, man, I don't want to see it. I'm sure it probably will eventually too, though, Daniel. If they pay enough money, they'll do it.
I would love to see a WrestleMania in Montreal. I'm serious. Just imagine that crowd.
The Bell Center's not big enough for it.
Well, no, but don't they have like a stadium that
outdoors in April in Montreal? Not a good choice if they have an outdoor stadium. I don't think they do, but
Bell Center, Expo Stadium.
Probably.
I think that's the Bell. I don't think that's there anymore. The Expo Stadium. They have the biggest one. I think there is the Bell Center, and I think it only holds about 19 or 20,000 people.
That's a shame, man. Because
here's a good question: WrestleMania 42 in London. Who's going in the Hall of Fame in that one?
William Regal.
He wouldn't be a headliner, though.
I know he wouldn't. Hold on. Shit.
That's a tough question. I don't know. I'd have to think on that one, Rand.
I can't say the Bulldog because the Bulldog's already in.
Yeah.
Dynamite Kid?
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who would be the headliner. Who do you guys think if they went to London? Who would be the Hall of Fame headliner? Toronto will likely get a Mania over Montreal. I agree.
Yeah.
Tom Stone is the headliner.
God, yeah, man, the Stoners would be shaking the rafters. Just saying.
This match sucks.
It does. I'm sorry, guys. Like me and John, we're trying here.
It's nothing against either of these guys. It was just that they did it 6 days before, and it just doesn't work to me right now. It doesn't work for me, brother. And I love Hogan.
The bloom is off the rose. There you go.
And this crowd is, not educated on Lex Luger, and I'm sure they haven't been following this feud. Yeah. So here's a good one. Cena would probably be a headliner. Okay. I could dig that.
Okay.
That's a good one, Daniel. Calgary WrestleMania 43. Would they do
What
it in the
about-
Saddle Dome? I don't know if the Saddle Dome's big enough.
Well, they could include people from like Ireland and all that. What about Finley?
I mean, he'd be a undercard guy, not a headliner, though.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of people that are international that could go in.
Kevin Sullivan's in the hospital. They're saying it's real serious. Oh, man, I hope he gets better.
Honestly,
He had some lung issues.
Yeah, which honestly, like, we talk shit about him, but like,
great mind for the business.
Yeah, like, without a doubt.
Yeah, big contributor for WCW for sure. When is The Rock going into the Hall? Derek asked. Man, who knows? Whenever he wants to, Derek.
I'm not posting it, baby.
Whenever he wants to.
I think
never
next
got
year
announced
in Vegas, there's a good shot. I could see it.
I think he waits a while, bro.
So yeah.
I think he waits a while. That's just my opinion, though.
And Vegas,
anytime he wants to. He's on the board of directors. He can go in anytime he wants. Same with Cena. Cena could go in anytime he wants to.
That's true. Ryback, who's from Vegas.
Oh, Jesus.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, cry back.
Feed him more.
Feed him more. He's going to make his big comeback here soon. Here's all the NWO out now. Lex is trying to take them all out. You got Six. You got Norton, Buff. You got Hall, or I don't see Hall. Nash is out there.
Yeah. This show, this second half has fell flat for me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's been okay. It just really isn't. WrestleMania 45 could be The Rock in Toronto. Yeah, Toronto would be a great one, especially with that epic match that he had with Hogan Rand. If they ever do a Toronto show, when they do a Toronto show again. Oh boy,
that's not Sting.
We got the fake Sting out now, holding bats to people. This ending is stupid.
You could tell it's a mask.
Of course.
Pumas are cats, baby. They're big giant cats in the wild.
This is horrible. This ending was horrible.
So stupid.
That's clearly not him.
Oh my god! Of course, so stupid that ending. Now the fans are pelting them with trash. I love it.
Please do it.
Look at Scott Norton giving the eye to the crowd that's throwing trash and the bottles in the ring and everything like that. He's giving a look at him. Look at him pointing at him. He's getting out of the ring, bro.
Oh God!
He's getting out of the ring.
Oh shit! I would not.
He's going after one of those motherfuckers, bro.
Would you fuck with Scott Norton?
No. No. Hell no.
No.
That was awesome. Bro, when Scott Norton, that big bastard, is pointing at you like that, and somebody decides to antagonize him and throw something at him, that's a stupid move right there.
That's a no move.
I don't think any of those bikers in that crowd is going to be doing anything to Scott Norton.
No.
Randy Anderson letting everybody get in the ring. If Lex was smart, he let one of them hit him.
That popped up.
We all believe that's the Sting mask is Sting.
Oh, come on.
Hollywood ruling the world is the only way it could be. After the 100,000 bikers were left laying.
I could see that.
They're getting out of there fast, though, bro. Well, that wraps up the card for Road Wild 1997 here tonight. We second half, I'll go first. Yeah, I like Scott Norton versus the Bikers, and I like his chance of that, Rand. I don't think he's going to have many problems with them. I think he's going to run through the crowd if he wants to and take them out. I got to give the matches tonight and the overall card tonight. We had a great time on the show, but
yeah, it was a blast.
We had a blast with everybody's conversation. The rest of it sucked, WCW, started off strong with this, and what's going on in the back there?
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Turn it down, babe.
Yeah, I was hearing
Turn it down.
I don't have any volume on. What the hell are you talking about?
Hold on. What is that?
That's just there. That's not me.
Okay, shut the door, baby.
I was hearing something.
Shut the door. Cut that down.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
My son's phone is loud as hell.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I was hearing something in the background there for a second.
Sorry about
you're
that.
Good, buddy.
Okay.
But I gotta say, overall, it was a mid-grade show. The first half started off great. The second half was. So I got to give the second half a thumbs down, but I got to give the whole card as a whole because the first half was interesting. I got to give it I got to give it in the middle for the overall card. But in regards to conversation and the show that we did tonight with everybody coming out and bringing the heat as always, I got to give it a thumbs up for that part. So what about you?
I think the second half was absolute garbage. There's nothing that was redeemable whatsoever. And like the thing is it wasn't necessarily because of like the lack of star power. It's just the finishes. The finishes, like with the matches, they were just blah. So, but like I said, hanging out with the family here, like with the fans, with the friends, with everything, that made up for it. We had me and you, John, we had a blast with everybody, like with the great conversation. So like, show sucked, but the conversation was awesome. So there you go.
Absolutely, my friend, 110%. Well, and we had a blast here tonight, and we hope you guys had fun with us. As always, it's always a great time. Thanks for coming out and joining us, everybody. You guys bring the heat as always, and lots of fun, man. Lots of fun. We'll be back again, over the next couple of days. Chris is going to be doing one of his shows, and I'll be back on Tuesday with Richie, and then Chris and I will be back either next Wednesday or Thursday. And we'll be doing our stream to continue on with our Monday Night Wars series. We'll follow up on the Nitro right after this Road Wildcard, so we'll follow up with that. And we're going to have a great time doing that.
Actually, no, I don't know.
110%.
That's right, baby.
Thank you so much, Derek. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, everybody. Jeremy, Rand, everybody that came out. Jason, we really appreciate it. Chris, close the thoughts real fast before we get off.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to everybody that supports us. Remember, we are for fans, by fans. We are here to celebrate our passion for professional wrestling. We have 21,000 followers on Facebook. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. And we are on the road to 25,000, guys. Our goal for the end of the year now is 30,000. Make it happen. Share our content. And remember, guys, this isn't just about us, but this is about all of us. And let's show everybody that wrestling is a wonderful way for people to come together, love each other, lift each other up, and just spread positivity. Let's do it, guys.
No doubt about it. And don't forget, we got the radio coming up over the weekend, Sunday and Saturday, every night at 9 to 10 p.m. on WDJY. We put the links right here on these streams. So check it out. We got some great stuff coming up. We got Chris's show on Friday night. We got Tuesday night next week. Next week, Chris and I will be back. Whole bunch of great stuff, everybody. Thank you so much. For Chris, I'm John. We are out of here. See you guys again on the next episode.